Welcome to another installment of This Is Not Normal on the Political Drain podcast with Drill Sergeant Doug, aka Admin Doug, a U.S. Army veteran, teacher, musician, and family man from Jamaica, now fights for justice and democracy through commentary and humor. Follow him on YouTube at Political Drain and at Sons of Liberty Official as Drill Sergeant, aka Admin Doug, continues to protect our freedoms.
Members of the audience, members of the audience will please sit down or remove themselves from the committee room.
My children, you sick bastard. My children.
What's up, YouTube? Drill Sergeant here, and I'm going to be gone for a couple days. I got some things going on, and I'm not going to be telegraphing these moves because it turns out that the FBI is arresting people for organizing, is arresting people for doing their First Amendment duties, their rights, upholding their rights to the First Amendment. We have organizers in Minneapolis getting arrested. I tell you this because I think that you too should understand what's going on. I tell you this because if you're organizing, and if you are planning marches, and if you've got your website up, and you got people coming in, signing up to hit the streets, it's imperative to know that they're trying to make examples of the leadership. It's imperative to know that. It's also imperative to know that there's a certain type of energy that you need to have right now. And it's not one of decorum and diplomacy. You see, decorum and diplomacy is what the oppressor uses to keep the oppressed in check. They're always calm, reserved. They always have the greatest language for the furthest reach. When you're in charge, when you have the guns, when you wield the power. And I know my other great hosts out there are writing and recording. We'll see what happens. But if you don't see anything from me for the next few days, the news is they're arresting the leadership in Minneapolis of the people who are organizing. And the word of advice is, fuck decorum and treat this message like it's real. This is the energy you should have at this moment.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Fuck yourself. Why do you have to swear? What's that? Why do you have to swear? Oh, dude, don't pretend like we're not cool. Fuck yourself.
Well, why do you have to lose your cool like that?
I've been
always professional.
I'm not losing my cool.
Every single time I communicate with you, I am always professional with you.
Well, I'm not.
It requires other people to contain your Tourette's syndrome. Okay?
I'm not going to get it. You threaten my freedom. You're a traitor to this fucking country.
Why are you so spasmodic?
My spasmodic?
Absolutely. Look behind you.
Do so.
Why should I? I'm communicating with you. Right? Look at your face.
Let's have a seat. Trust me, I'm using a lot of
See how many people are constraining you? Look at me. Total control over my mind, body.
Hey, the committee will be in order.
Mr. Chairman, will you...
No shame.
Sir, the committee will be in order.
Treating these people that way.
This guy is threatening my family.
Members of the audience, members of the audience will please sit down or remove themselves from the committee room.
Fear my children, you sick bastard. Fear my children.
Sit down, please.
Thank you, Officer Fanone. Mr. Chairman, please control the deranged observer, Mr. Rakeland.
His Tourette's kind of kicked in. You got to remember when you read his book, he's a drug user, he's an alcoholic, he spends quite a bit of time drinking alcohol. He may be under the influence right now. His face was twitching completely out of control. Additionally, if you refer back to his book, he's mentioned several times where he likes to drink at 2, 3 in the morning communicating with Nancy Pelosi. We've all seen it as Nancy Pelosi, this former Speaker of the House, who also likes to imbibe alcohol. So, bottom line here is, I wanted to display to the entire committee that this is the U.S. Metropolitan Police Department officer. If he's going to act that way with somebody professional, just introducing and saying hello to him, imagine what he did on January 6th. These are the 4 witnesses, the U.S. Capitol Police and Metropolitan Police Department officers that lost their cool that day and attacked unarmed, peaceful First Amendment rallies attendees on January 6th. That's the long list.
If he's going to act that way with somebody professional, just introducing and saying hello to him, imagine what he did on January 6th.
All you gotta do is keep your phone at relax. It's ridiculous. You're making a spectacle unnecessary. We will. Excuse me? They're great. My kids are great. 2 teenagers, Tim and Gregory, 15, and actually he just turned 16. And my other kid, Gregory, is in school.
Ivan.
Sir.
Just be careful, all right?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, try to keep it going now. Got the attention on you right now, all right?
I've often asked myself, would Michael Fanone, would he still be a right-wing cop, yay Trump, if this didn't happen to him? Yeah, I have asked myself that, because I'm just that type of person. I've seen a lot in military and police office spaces. But I know one thing I've never had to ask myself, and that is, would he fight for me now? There are too many people using decorum as a way of oppression. There are too many people hiding behind decorum. And I don't know if they'd fight for me now. The person who he was talking to there was talking about, why don't you act professionally? What's professional about the killing of our friends, our family, the kidnapping of our neighbors? What's professional about the arresting of the leadership and the disappearing of our rights? The tone is professional when you speak. The actions are illegal and horrifying. And all of us need to meet those actions accordingly, as if it were horrifying and illegal. I will not use decorum. And I'll see you in 2 days. Keep this energy. If you don't see nothing else on this channel, let my last words for the next 2 days be, keep this energy up. Don't say hello, how you doing, and shake hands. Find out who will fight for you now, and throw the rest away immediately, without bias. That's how you do it. I'll see you in 2 days.
And so on Friday, January 23rd, Minnesotans across race, across place, across faith, across income, across industry are coming together to take a collective pause, to take a day of reflection and moral action together. And this day of truth and freedom is one that is being called for by Minnesotans across the board. Hundreds of businesses have already signed on, so have students, so have hundreds of organizations and labor unions, hundreds of faith institutions and communities, and we are calling for this to be a day where no one shops, no one goes to school, no one goes to work. But instead, we take action together in community, in moral reflection, and in moral action. And so as we are gathered here, we also have legislators who are here standing in solidarity with their constituents, with Minnesotans. We also, it's important to note that those who are outside of Minnesota have been standing in solidarity with us. We have heard from thousands upon thousands of people in different states across the country who are having echo actions similar to our large rally and march in downtown Minneapolis at 2 p.m. on Friday. And they are holding space for people to reflect, to fast, to pray, to lament about what is taking place here in the hopes that what Minnesotans do together, the way Minnesotans show radical compassion, love, care, hospitality for one another in the face of this violence, that this will be a reflection of what is possible in every other state.
Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're going to pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads. It's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works.
That was the Political Drain podcast, which can be heard on www.groovechillradio.com/political-drain and can be viewed on the Political Drain YouTube channel anytime. Once again, thank you for listening to Groove Chill as we resist fascism in any form, pursue democracy, peace, and love.